Welcome to the Community Difference Wylie. Powered by the Difference Media, LLC. Today's show is hosted by Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. And joined today by co-host Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, Janice Greenley with Green Root Capital and Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending. The Community Difference Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Wylie starts now.
Well, good morning, Wylie. My name is Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending. We are a local residential investment property lender. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting the show since I am subbing in for our normal host, Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Caitlin is out on special assignment, so we wish her well. And then before I start, I want to give a big shout out to Marianne Olson and Tina Stelnicki with the Wylie Chamber of Commerce. They are kind enough to let me broadcast live out of the back room. So I've got my Wylie mouse pad, and if I get bored, I've got my Wylie Connection magazine to read. So I really appreciate them for their hospitality to let me broadcast live out of here. So I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day, whether you made dinner at home for that special someone or got a reservation at your favorite restaurant. I'm sure that Creekside Fine Grill had a full house on that last night. So one thing about this show, the Community Different podcast, is a weekly show that showcases local business professionals as they discuss what's happening in Wylie, along with interviews of the people that live and work here and are making a difference in their community. So the topic for today's show is one that some of us struggle with and others succeed at. So how do you use social media to create brand awareness and customer engagement in a local setting? So kind of think of all the social media platforms that we have. It can be very overwhelming to create unique content and do so consistently. So our guests and our co-hosts today are going to share some of their successes and kind of where the light bulb went off on how they figured out how to create brand awareness. So on that note, I'd like to bring in my friends and co-host. I've got Janice Greenley with Green Root Capital and Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs. And then we have our very own guest, Maureen Shutt with Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Hello. Hey, welcome everybody. So glad to see you all.
And we're all back again.
Fantastic. Sorry, did I cut somebody off?
No, you're good. I'm getting everything kind of organized over here. Make sure I've got the right Wi-Fi password and everything else. So, how was everybody's Valentine's? Anything exciting? Did you have to cook? Did somebody make dinner for you, or?
I cooked.
Oh, you did?
I made curry and it was fabulous.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good. I mean, so you're the Valentine's chef at your house. So that means that someone owes you. That means someone owes you a night out.
That right there.
All right. So we'll make sure we send that reminder out. And what about you, Jess? What'd you do?
I cooked. We usually don't go out. I made a beef tip, so that he was pretty excited when he got home. So.
Oh my gosh, man, y'all are killing it over there. And then Janice, I know you had a quiet night at home.
Well, so I wasn't feeling bad until about 10 o'clock. So we ended up hitting I don't know if anybody is familiar with a little Mexican restaurant called Johnny's over here in St. Paul on the corner. So we went there forgetting it was Valentine's. We just didn't have time to cook, ran out the door and went, oh, they're crowded. Oh yeah, it's Valentine's. What are we doing? But we ate there and then we came home and just kind of hung out and didn't do a whole lot.
I know when Valentine's falls like during the week, I mean, it feels like another day. I mean, it's supposed to fall like on like a Friday or Saturday, I think. Right. So it kind of feels like date night. So yeah, it was the same at our house. It was, kind of normal, watch a rerun on streaming and, see what's in the fridge for dinner and,
yeah,
that's kind of it. I mean, very, very, very non-exciting, but functional. So, well, awesome. Well, I'm excited to kind of go through, we're all part of the Master Networks group here in Wylie. And, one thing that we always touch on, and we've got some really good people in that group and even on this podcast on, how you use, social media and all that type of thing. So I'll be excited to get in to see, because it's a struggle for me, I think, to create content and figure out, is this good enough, or is this where am I going to post this? Do I post it on a post, or I stick it on the reels, or where it is? So we'll definitely be able to, I think, learn from each other and go from that. But before we start all that, I'd like to kind of go around the horn and let you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. So we're going to start with our guest, Maureen Ship, first. So Maureen, let's tell us a little bit about you.
So my name is Maureen Ship with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I have represented Mary Kay for 25 years and have had so much fun and grown personally as I have increased my business. And it's just been just the best joy that I have had, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent Mary Kay.
Awesome. That's so great. And do you handle just like I know you're in Wylie, but what's your area? Is it anywhere?
So Mary Kay does not have territories, so it's anywhere in the U.S. Yeah. So yeah. Right. So I travel. I work now outside of my local environment, but when my babies were little, then it was very much localized.
Sure. Wonderful.
You had some recent travel too, didn't you?
Yes. I did my little East Coast circuit tour to help my team members out there, and just loved seeing my people. I just love my people.
That's great.
All right, Janice, how about you?
Okay, so I do a couple of things. I am an independent ambit consultant. So Ambit Energy, I'm a local electricity provider anywhere that the market is deregulated in Texas and some other states. And I also co-founded Green Root Capital, which is a real estate investing company with my husband. And we invest in multifamily storage and starting to look at a little bit of single family, but haven't jumped in that field yet.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's plenty of need for it. As far as many people that are either moving to Texas or leaving another town and coming to this way or wherever, we certainly, have the need for, more roofs overhead. So
we do. And I also feel like there's a need for clean and safe housing for a lot of folks. So that's really important to us when we're looking at buying particular locations, that we can provide that for our tenants.
Well, that's great to hear. So, and then finally, our next show is Miss Jessica Cooper.
So I'm Jess with Diesel Signs and Displays. We're fairly new to the Wylie area, about 6 years now, but I'm not new to signs. I've been doing sign displays since 1997 with my first shop in Wyoming. So with this influx of people, I'd like to think that they all need more signs as well, and we can accommodate for that. We do everything Fast Signs does. We do interior, exterior displays. So we have a trade show catalog, and for those that I've had the opportunity to meet and know what we can do for them, and we're doing this, and we're big on social media as well to let others know what we can do for them.
What's the biggest sign you ever had to make?
It was about 60 foot long. Our shop wasn't big enough for that, so we actually had to do it in 2 pieces, and we prayed that it would work out in the field when we installed it. And it was very, very stressful. And once it went together, I think I lost, I don't know, probably 85 gray hairs that I grew just doing that project.
They just got replaced with blonde hair, so yeah, so it all worked out.
It did. It was a fun project. It was pretty awesome to do, and we were fortunate that we got the bid. We bid just like everybody else does, and you never know if you're going to win them or not. And I love a challenge, so it was pretty fun.
So everything else is easy now, right?
I like to think so.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad we got the introductions out of the way. We know who all the players are. So what we'd like to do, we're going to take a quick break. and roll some commercials for our station sponsors. And then when we come back, we'll do our famous What's Up Wylie segment so we can know what all is going on around town for the rest of the month. And we'll go from there. So we'll let the Wizard of Oz in the back, Lyndon, go ahead and hit it.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Close with Certainty, Brittany Welch with Boards by B. It doesn't get any cheddar than this. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your house is a diamond, let's get it out of the dust. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex, here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life.
And by Tara Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show. What's up, Wylie?
And there it is, the famous What's Up Wylie that's been copied over all the other shows that we have on the difference. So, yeah, so I mean, we can get started around the horn. And Janice, what do you have for What's Up Wylie?
Well, so I'm really excited to talk about Michelle Keithley's Galentine's events, which is next weekend. So I'm going to read this. It's Saturday the 24th at 7 p.m. Ladies only. Sorry, gents, you are not invited.
Yeah, I was not invited.
No, you were not. And it is at the Blue Heron Landing on Pleasant Valley Road in Wylie. So Michelle has a Connect Women's Group nonprofit, and she's using that platform to create a large networking. It's kind of like a speed dating event at the Galentine's, and then some downtime networking, chit chat, a little bit of food and fun. So would love to invite all the ladies in Wylie out there and feel the love.
Awesome. And then Jessica, do you have anything for us?
I do. There's the Veterans Outpost Operation Out of the Darkness Gala. This is coming up in March. It's at Boyd Farm. They assist veterans, military, first responders. It's a retreat for that. So that is the Saturday, March 23rd. And then I'm big into recycling. And I always mention this every time. CWD is doing their Extreme Green Clean event, and that is going on February 24th. It's a Saturday where you can recycle your items.
Great.
Wonderful. That's great
Good to
news.
know.
All right, Maureen, your turn. I know you've got something that's a hot topic for What's Up Wylie.
Well, I wanted to add to what Janice said regarding the Galentine Women's Connect. There is going to be a DJ. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be drawings and all kinds of fun. So if you have not gotten your ticket, jump on. You can go to my social media or Michelle's, or Janice may have it on hers, and grab your ticket quickly before they sell out. It's going to be really, really fun. Lots of sisterhood and connection and new memories.
All right. I mean, it sounds like the girls have something to do, so it sounds like it's guys' night out that night.
We can start at Manentines.
Manentines. Maybe somewhere around town will get that going. Well, I've got a couple things. Not only since I'm just up here at the chamber, but I always make note of this on my calendar, and they do it every month. So on Thursday, February the 22nd at 5:01 p.m. So it is after work hours. The Chamber of Commerce has their business mixer at Creekside Fine Grill. And if y'all hadn't been there, it's a really nice place. I had lunch over there with a friend of mine. It was really good. And then, of course, Wylie Nutrition, our friend Janie over there, she always posts that she does happy hour every day from 11 a.m. to noon. And if you hadn't followed their Facebook page, I mean, I've got my favorite that I like, but it's soon changing because she keeps posting all their new flavors and teas and smoothies. But if you get overwhelmed, the key lime pie smoothie is always a good one to get. So always that. And then the last thing, one more Wylie Chamber thing. They do their business exchange business card exchange every Wednesday. And next Wednesday, their member spotlight is Mary Lang with the American Legion. and I've met Mary over there a couple of times, and we're going to work on getting her on the show as well. So anyway, your calendar is full for Wylie. And I think after that we will do. Oh, there we go. We got this. We got. I see Janie is listening, so
Yes, she is.
I'll be over for my discounted smoothie when I leave. when I leave here today. So that's awesome. So I think we have to do another commercial break, and then we get into the guts of the topic today, which is social media. So I can't wait to hear what y'all do, because like I said, I feel like I don't ever have enough content or time or things like that, but I know that some of y'all do some amazing things with yours, so can't wait to hear it. Lyndon, roll the tape, and then we'll hit one more break and we'll get into it.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111. Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we are back and ready to get into it. So I was going to let y'all kind of, let us know what you think about social media. I mean, I didn't grow up with it. I don't think any of us did, but you turn the corner and then there it is. So I'm going to just kind of start with you, Maureen. Kind of what are some of the things that you do? I mean, everyone, knows the Mary Kay name. I mean, it's been a household name for, forever.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things that you do to differentiate yourself, or, how you make Mary Kay different, or, kind of take us down the road?
That's a great question. So first of all, Mary Kay has been around for 60 years. So there's all of that history that comes to the table. But with regards to social media, social media is here to stay. It's like the internet, like it's not going anywhere. So how can we embrace it? And I kind of have had this, I don't know. And a couple of months ago, I was like, okay, so if I could do social media my way, if I didn't have to fall into someone else's cookie cutter, what would that look like? And I began writing out the ways that I would do social media. And then I started creating that. Now, some people love like the vibe and the trending and all of that kind of stuff. And if you flow with that, go right ahead. But if there's something in you that's like, that's not me, then figure out what is you and then do that, because your people, your tribe will vibe with that and they will follow you and they will gain value from that. And that's what it's really about, is sharing value and contributing value to your tribe and what they are looking for. So
that's such a great point. And I wrote it down when you said, do it my way. So there's not, because we've all been to either social media classes or lunch and learns on this is what you need to do. And I'm going to start doing it my way, because that's a huge, did you kind of figure that out on your own? When did the light bulb go off?
So actually I kept trying to do what everyone said to do. And like the only way to describe it is painful. It was painful. I would post and I would I would love to take it down, but you got to put something out there. And it was just painful because it wasn't me. It was what someone else was telling me to be.
Yeah.
And that is not who I am. Like, God made me because the earth needed me. So I was like, okay, so what would that look like? What would my frequency be? What would my now, I will say that there questions to ask yourself are, what do I like to look at? What do I find myself lingering longer with? Mm-hmm. Do I participate in things? Do I linger longer with music or without music? So would you add music or not add music? Do you linger longer on reels or posts? Like, ask yourself, what intrigues you? Where do you find the value? Where do you find your engagement? And then contribute at that level.
Man, I tell you what, I could close this podcast right now and walk away that I've got a new way that I'm going to do it. So when did you figure that out? Was that this year or was it a couple of years? Was it this year?
This year. It was this year. And social media has been out for longer than this year. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm the same way. When you say painful, I was thinking, I'm going to I'll go do that. I'll go do social media in a second. But first, I need to do these 3 other things first to get to kind of almost, talk
creative
myself
avoidance. Out. Creative mm-hmm. avoidance. Like, if I can reorganize the sock drawer according to code and pattern first, and I run out of time, well, the priority was met. So, yeah.
And, well, I can't wait to start doing things, like Frank said, my way.
Yeah.
So our man behind the scenes pointed out that you can't stand out mirroring everyone else. You do have to find your own voice and your own identity. But on another hand, I always recommend some of my clients to kind of look at some of their competition, especially the big box companies, what's working for them. And the biggest things that I point out is consistency. I get so many tradesmen that have multiple logos. They're shooting themselves in the foot just doing that. And I have to advise them, you got to pick one and go with it. You can't have multiple. You got phone numbers, you got 2 different websites and 3 different logos. Why are you in business? Because you're not really helping yourself at all. So I try to pinpoint them to pick it and go with it. You look at the major brands, most of their logos and identities, it's very clean, crisp. If you look at Mary Kay logo, it's generally been the same. It's very basic, but it works. And you can see it 2 miles away. Even if you can't really read it, you automatically know it's Mary Kay. So that means it's working still.
I didn't even think about that as far as you're concerned, Jessica, because you're almost like a guidance counselor. Because you're right. some businesses I've seen, even like on truck reps or whatever. I mean, it's either too busy or there's, a bunch of different logos I never really thought about that as far as like the logo and the branding part.
Unfortunately, that's all I do. And I pointed out to everyone in my life, that's a good sign. That's a bad sign. Or we did that sign. They're probably tired of hearing about it, but that's my job. I am a creator of visibility, I guess. So I want to maximize someone's message in person. It's the same with social media. What targets that person that you're trying to reach, or show consistency and reach or send your message to your clients or new potential clients. And that social media is the same. I came from a background old school, probably around before AOL started. We had that Oregon Trail game. It was quite a while ago. I'm just kidding. I'm not that old, but that was in middle school. But before that, it was all word of mouth advertising. And then you had to, you had the newspaper, television, which was very pricey. And so that's kind of why I love doing signs, because it got people visibility out on the street, but you still were limited. And when social media came out, I can't imagine that some people haven't joined on the bus to do social media. And it's free for one. You can reach a large market and you can target exactly who you're looking for. When I first started, I told you I was going to take over this segment here, but
it's because I'm interested.
It's great because I'm failing at social media, so I'm a sponge here.
Yeah, look, Janice keeps like leaning in even more.
I know, like nobody wants to see my forehead. I better back up.
When I first started Diesel here in Wylie, I had limited funds. I was going through a divorce and just moved. I didn't have $10,000 budget. So I did a lot I could in person. I did a lot of cold calling, but I also targeted people on Instagram. I want builders. So I targeted builders. I targeted architects, construction companies, and I put it right there in my post. That way I know that I'm getting the audience that I want. I'm not targeting Jane down the street. That's not my target audience. It's Joe, the builder, that knows the architects, the plumbers, the HVAC guys. That's the people that we try to cater to. And then hopefully they know the business owners, and we're doing their storefront signs. So it trickles down from there. I do want to add that there's a bunch of free apps that you can get. Blended is one that I started way back in the day. It has free social media templates. So you can pull up and you can insert your logo, but it's a cute little video. It's catered. You can pick your little subject matter. One's real estate, one's more for the food industry, etc. There is a makeup section on there. And then you can just type in your website. It gives you fonts and it already has the music. If people would just even do something like that, it's eye-catching and definitely grabs some attention.
That's great.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Seriously.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, I do. I'm taking great notes here. So you guys just keep going. I shouldn't be a host today.
No, Janice.
Well, I will share with you that what is more engaging now, what gets more views is Reels. So if you will take quick videos of, and when it's a video, we're not talking about like the 12-second video. That's an eternity on social media and you've lost them. We're talking about 1 to 3 seconds per segment, and then you combine them all together. And there are templates like Jess is talking about that are so easy. You just drop and click, drop and click, drop and click. And then you pick a music that is trending. So how do you know when a music is trending? To the left of the title is going to be an up arrow if it's trending. If it's no longer trending, then it's going to be a musical note. So when you pick the ones that are trending, then it's going to be more likely to be pushed out to the public. They're going to reward you for utilizing what's trending. So those are just some tips and tricks. But Jess, I would like to ask you, when you said I target those people in my post, can you speak more about that?
I was going to ask the same question.
Say, for example, you want the ladies at Inspiration to give you a call. Tag them, tag Inspiration, women of inspiration, ladies of inspiration, etc., things like that. So,
is that a hashtag or is it an @
Oh, hashtag. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Instagram's awesome for doing that. And then that way it gets you in front of their community pages. I tag DFW, Rowlett, Garland, all the areas that I service because that's where the areas that I want to be selling in. So I always make sure that I'm tagging. My job, we're more visual. So nobody cares what I have to say in writing. Nobody's going to read 2 paragraphs. They're probably not even going to read a sentence. Maureen's right. You have 3 seconds to really capture a potential customer. I do a photo. If they're interested, then they just see at diesel signs. That's really all that they're going to put the time in to care about your ads. And it's not that it's that they're being mean or rude or anything. It's just we're barraged with so much per day. You know, being a business owner is probably quadruple that. Like some days you just cringe when the phone rings because it's probably a salesperson or someone wanting donations, or it could be a customer, you know.
Yeah.
And not that that's bad, but it is hard to focus. It's hard to grab a captive audience. Real quick, the man behind the scenes asked if we can target your market more specifically than social media. That's kind of a tough one because advertising is so fragmented now. People do cable. I think they spend a lot of money for a not captive audience. People DVR, people fast forward through commercials. I don't think it's a greatest bang for your buck unless you can afford a Super Bowl ad. Newspapers, I'm kind of torn on that.
I hadn't seen Mary Kay on the Super Bowl yet. Not your audience.
That would be awesome. I wish I could afford to do one, but I have no clue what I would do. So, that's hard. Social media probably is about the best way to target your audience that you're seeking.
I'm gonna ask 2 questions, and they're both kind of separate. But it's, the first one, Lennon wanted me to state, something that we do. When I finish this show, I do a couple things. I write down notes of like all the local businesses that we might mention, like Galentine's or Wylie Nutrition or some of the other ones, and then I'll hashtag those to help our viewership. So, I may say, here's a list of the, all the people that were mentioned on our show. And because it's usually organic, when people get their name mentioned, and everybody likes to hear their name mentioned, so why not? But I'll hashtag those, and we found that it increased our viewership, with this podcast stream. So that's a helpful way too. I mean, I've tried to get more creative on my hashtags as well. So that's a good point, Jessica. But the question I want to ask is, Maureen mentioned you said Blended. Who said Blended was the app?
Yes.
Okay, Jess. So that Maureen. So on your Reels, is there and you said there's an app you use. So what app do you use for Reels?
So currently I am actually using the Instagram app to utilize for editing, but there are other apps out there. I just haven't ventured out yet because so know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I have to understand the basics before I can appreciate the add-ons. And so I am anchoring that in, and then I'm going to move on to additionals and capture that additional opportunity with filters and ways to do segments. And
I'm the same way because, like I said, I mean, it can get overwhelming. I mean, you could really go down the rabbit hole on making it all I guess look the way you think it should look. So, but
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they all have a reel editor that you can put multiple videos in. It allows you to like chop them up and put them together. It has music suggestions for you. Or if you like a song, like I'll try to personalize mine regarding what sign we're doing, and I'll just look up a song, and usually 98% of the time that one pops up there, and it's automatically cut and automatically feeds to your video. So it actually makes it pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
And so, go ahead. Yeah, what are you going to say, Janice? I saw your hand go up.
No, it's all good. I was. So, does anybody here use a third party, hire out any of their social media?
I've thought about it, but then it's kind of like Jessica said. I mean, it's if you can figure it out and do it, it's free.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So but I've really thought
Me
about
too.
it a lot.
I've thought about it too.
So I have in the past, but for me, it was not the good fit because it was not me. It was someone else telling me what to do. And that took so much time to try to understand their vision and then do it and then get it to them and then see what they did with it. And it was like painful.
Well, and back to what you said earlier, my way.
I do want to name drop real quick. We do have 3 that are local, so I would like to give a shout out to them. DJ Shirley, Speak Loud Media, Melissa, Blue Box Agency, and then Jordan Vaughn just started her own, I believe it's Creative House or Social Creative House, and they are all local, and they all know their business. So if you need help, definitely give one of them a call.
Well, you can see all 3 of them around town at events because DJs a lot of places, and I know Jordan. Well, that's who's helped me in the past is Jordan. Is really and she takes she takes a school teacher approach, which with some of the stuff you need to. So,
Paul, let me jump in there real quick if you don't mind, because I think it's a great question, and I think there's a saying out there: I like the way I'm doing it better than the way you're not, and I think that if you're struggling and you can't find the time or you don't have the creativity, there's nothing wrong with hiring somebody. But when you're looking at someone like Maureen and when you're looking at someone like Jessica, there is a passion that comes out because of the way you create your own stuff. And that is your authenticity. That is your brand. You are your brand. And only it's kind of like what Maureen said before. If she's being true to her authentic self and expressing herself through her core values, that's the people she's going to attract. There's going to be a lot of people that aren't interested in what Maureen puts out because they're just not plugged in with Maureen, right? And that's okay. So we want to attract the people that are going to appreciate who we are and what we're doing. And if you can find the time to do it, and it doesn't take as much time as everybody thinks, once you start to figure it out and you got your process down, there's not going to be anything better than really getting out there and showcasing that passion for what you're doing, because that's the know, like, and trust factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And to caveat onto what Paul said, I have personally worked with Jordan Vaughn. She is very easy to work with. She explains things as a teacher, and she is a resource, which is whether you are learning it for yourself or hiring it out. Resourcing is imperative because she can do in 2 minutes what it would take me 2 hours. And those are real numbers.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and that's funny that you mentioned her because she helped me. Canva is a big thing, and how to create templates and and she was huge because we we have to have in the financial piece we have to have all sorts of disclaimers and compliance and all that. I mean, it's a big deal. When we post things. But yeah, no, she was great. I mean, she just zip, zip, zip. All right, it's done. And you're right. I mean, it would have taken me hours, but kind of to Lyndon's point and even to Jessica's, I mean, once you kind of figure it out and kind of get a little groove going, then it's not so bad. So I'll make it sound a lot worse than it is.
Well, sorry to jump out. I didn't like what Maureen was saying, so I just left. I'm just kidding. But Lyndon pointed out that there's Opus Clips, WiseCut, CapCut. Canva is another one. They also have video editing, plus anything you want to design. And Canva is very user-friendly.
It is.
So it is something probably one of the better programs to start with if you are trying to dabble and do your own little branding. So.
I use Canva a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where that's kind of where what the domain I'm dealing in with now. So, but yeah, you can do a lot with that as well. So, Janice, what are some of the things that you've been quiet over there? You've been taking all your notes. And,
I have.
I know you're probably even over there on Facebook now creating a reel and all.
No. I guess about a year, maybe 2 years ago, I really jumped in and did a lot of reels and stuff. But again, it was somebody else telling me what to do, and I hated every minute of it. It was dread every day, kicking and screaming. And so I did that for probably 6 or 8 months of terrible nightmare social media content. It was awful. I hated it. And so then I really just walked away and said, all right, I give up for now. I need to take a break and I need to figure this out. And I have not figured out my messaging on social media yet. So it's on my to-do list, you know.
Right. After the sock drawer.
That's right. That's right. I did tons of reels, tons of videos, tons of, I mean, I posted every day. And now I'm not. So I need to get back in there for sure.
Hey, you know what? It's still considered the new year because we're not out of the first quarter yet. So
right.
You can still make your resolution to
yes
get on that social media.
You can also pre-schedule if you sit down on that Facebook Meta, or if you do Instagram, you can schedule posts and it'll go. You can schedule 6 months, a year in advance if you want to. So.
Do you use Meta a lot, Jessica?
Not really. I usually just go to Instagram, do a reel, and then I automatically will share to Facebook, so I don't have to do another post.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did, and I was posting on TikTok as well. And some on YouTube. So I was all over the place. You know, I felt like that was my full-time job. And all I was doing was putting stuff on social media. And I said, okay, this.
Yeah.
There is another cool thing that it's logo animators. It's $29 and they'll animate your logo. You get, it's already, you know, cookie cutters. You get a pick if you want the wind blowing your logo in or on fire at $29. It does look pretty cool. If you were going to go to a studio and get that done, it'd be probably a couple grand to do the same thing. So definitely something to look at.
Yeah.
Sounds I think Jessica needs to teach a branding class is what I'm getting out of this.
I see a lunch and learn coming.
Oh, there is no doubt. I mean, absolutely with both Maureen and Jessica.
Right.
On that as well. Well, we're going to take a quick break. This has been a great topic. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back and jump right back in.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing, Restoration, and Solar. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, the power of advertising. Juan Payon with JP Direct Health. Affordable health insurance solutions. As proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. Allison Wilson with Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Lynn Heverly, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex. Trust, knowledge, hard work, results. Janice Greenley with Green Root Capital.
The North Texas Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, well, we're back, and I tell you, I've taken more notes on this topic, I think, than all the other shows I've done because I've written down the apps I need to go get and take a page out of Maureen's My Way. So I think we're going to take this a little bit more on this topic, and then we're going to jump into rapid fire. And so, Janice, you had a quick question real quick.
I do, and specifically for you, Maureen. You have really great reels and things out there that you do with your makeup. How long does that take you to create that content?
To put it together, probably 30 minutes. I'm not one of the faster people, but because I'm the one, like I know what I wanted it to look like, then I videoed it that way. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Do you do one thing and then use it multiple times for different reels? Or
I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Someday is not today.
Right. Tomorrow.
No, exactly. I'm like, and I know myself. I cannot even plan. Everybody's like, plan your social media. I'm like, not yet.
Yeah. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Because if I plan it out too far, it's not like, I'm like, I'm tired of it. Surely everybody else is tired of it already.
Right. Or it might not be relevant, I mean, because your industry changes quite a bit, I would think, on what's,
That is true, but the eyes are still in the same place. So
the eyes are in the same place.
That part stays the same.
Lyndon, you said you wanted to chime in on something real quick. I think about we're talking about makeup. So if you want to chime in about makeup.
I know nothing about makeup.
However, do you get your eyes big?
Yeah.
I know nothing about makeup. So I'm just going to forego that subject. But I did want to talk kind of like what Janice was talking about. Honestly, when I said before, it doesn't take that long. You got to figure it out. There's a learning curve to figure it out. But I'm going to give y'all a story of what happened to me last week. I'm talking to someone, helping them understand how to take control of their social media. And I'm getting the excuse, well, I don't know the content. I don't have the time. I don't know what to put on there. And so I put my phone on speakerphone. And while we're talking, I go to their Facebook page. I go to their website. And first of all, I said, do you have on your website, do you have a frequently asked questions page? And the person goes, yes. I'm like, well, that's the things right there everybody wants to know, or it wouldn't be on your page in the first place. So if you just take each one of those individually, you're going to create content. And so that's the content that interests people. So while we're talking, he doesn't know I'm doing this. I take the FAQs and I cheat and I use Chat GPT, and I said, give me 30 posts based on these FAQ questions that my customers would want to know. And then after that was done, I go to the about segment of the website. And I said, now create 30 posts that will help people get to know us, the business, and me better. And so when that was done, I knew that this person is trying to build a team and hire some people. So I said, now create 30 posts that would help people in this industry want to come to work with me. That took me less than 10 minutes. I took it, I sent it in a text, and I heard the phone go ding. I said, you got a text message you might want to look at. So he pulls it up and he goes, oh my God, where'd you get all that? I said, I did that while we're sitting here having this conversation in less than 10 minutes. Now you've got 90 posts on 3 different topics that you can, as Jessica and Maureen said, that you can schedule out. And, you don't have to really come up with it, because once that goes out over 90 days, you can repeat it, you can recycle it, because a lot of people now are going to be seeing you for the very first time, because you're going to have picked up a new audience. So it really isn't hard. It's not hard. And I don't think that there's ever been a better time in the history of being an entrepreneur for us to be able to market and brand ourselves. I mean, when I first started, a newspaper advertisement was beyond my budget. A billboard was beyond my budget. Social media is not beyond anybody's budget.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone to the days of the advertising in the phone book.
Right.
I used to pay for that too every year.
Well, this has been a good segment, and we mentioned a lot of local people here in Wylie, and we'll make sure we mention them again that are experts if you need help with social media and all things like that. So, but now we get to the fun part of the show that the Wylie podcasts are known for, which are the rapid fire questions. So,
are you ready? Rapid fire.
Now, see, I think that's a new. I think that's a flash in there, because I kept talking and that thing kept going. So that's I guess Lennon got us on that one. But this one, Troy Brooks is a local auto detailer here. He runs CNC auto detailing, and I follow him on Facebook, and he had a post the other day, and it was a great rapid fire question that I wrote down. So thank you, Troy, for this. And we'll start with Maureen. So this one is, what was your first car?
Okay. My first car was a pale yellow Chevy Nova. You had to pop the hood, spray carburetor fluid into the butterfly choke, run quickly through the passenger door, up and over the console, and start it. That was my first car.
Time you wanted to go somewhere, that was it.
Yeah. You wanted to look really cool? You acted like you were getting something out of your purse in the passenger seat before you shimmied over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. And where is that Nova now?
It's with Jesus.
It's with Jesus. All right, Jessica, what you got? First car.
My first car was actually pretty cool, but I didn't accept it. My grandpa gave me a 1954 Ford car. It was bright orange. He had restored. It had the suicide doors and the shifter on the steering wheel. But I was 16 and I said, I will wreck this. And I said, you keep it here and I'll drive it. So we used to drive in the parades every summer and throw out candy because he had several cars that he had restored. And so we kept it there. So my grandma on my mom's side gave me a Ford Futura, and it was kind of like a sales lady's car. It was red, and looked like I was making sales calls.
And where is that car now? Is it with Jesus
It's
as well?
probably with Jesus as well.
It's with Jesus. All right. All right, Janice, what you got? First car.
So I had a 1979 Malibu Classic. It was blue, and I lived in El Paso at the time, so it was nice and oxidized from all the sun. So, great paint job. It was a big car. Dad was afraid to let me drive anything small, so I had to have something big enough in case I got in a wreck. And eventually I did. I hit a deer and did a little damage.
And now it's with Jesus. And now it's with Jesus. Yeah. Well, mine. Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Janice.
sorry. But, Maureen, what year was your Nova? Do you know?
70? No, do not know.
So my sister had a 74 Nova Super Sport.
I may have bought her car.
But it had racing stripes down the back, and it looked, unobtrusive. But, man, could we race the guys and win all day long.
This was not going to win. Like that. This car would not win.
No, because you'd have to run around the passenger door.
Right. How can I get in the car fast enough to win? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, we'd rev that engine at the stoplight, man. Bring it.
Well, I had mine was kind of a funny story. So I had ideals of getting a truck. I mean, I grew up in Abilene, Texas, and, we all drove trucks. And so my dad said, yeah, I've got a truck. And so we went, he drove me out to Merkel, Texas, which is out in the middle of nowhere where his foreman lived. And there sat on a flatbed was a 54 Chevy truck that needed to be worked on because it was rusted baby blue. There were no windows, no tires, no engine. Nothing. And so I paid, you had to get the parts out of the catalog. So I ordered all the parts. So that, I had jobs during high school. Parts get delivered to Merkel. I'd go out to Merkel on the weekends. And so over the course of a year, going out and work on this truck, by my junior year, I had a 54 Chevy truck. The gas gauge didn't work. So I knew I could get about 8 miles a gallon. And so the windshield wipers were on a vacuum motor. So if it was raining, you had to drive slow so they'd go fast. Because if you went fast, they'd go real slow. So that car is still in Abilene. I sold it to the Chevy dealer before I went to Baylor, and that was a good 30. Gosh, that was a long time ago, longer than 30 years ago, probably 40. So anyway, but that was it. So that's the car question. All right, I've got another rapid fire because this seems to be a good one. So this one came from Nathan Smith. He is also a show host out in Plano. And I saw this on his Facebook post. So the question is, if you could communicate through only movie quotes for one day, what movie would it be and what is your quote?
Oh my God.
Stop laughing. Do I go to you first?
Okay, I've got it.
Who's got it? All right.
Here's my quote. Marriage is what brings us together today.
And what's the movie?
Does anybody know?
I can think of it, but I cannot get it out.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
It is a six-finger man.
Right.
Every time I fall down at a job, because I'm not a ballerina by any means, so that's why I'm always bruised up all the time. But I always do Pee Wee Herman's. I meant to do that.
So Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure is yours? Yeah. All right. Good to know. That's my wife's favorite movie too. So that's good to know. All right, Janice, you're bubbling over there like you can't wait to get it
Oh,
out.
no. I'm going through 1,000 movies in my head going, holy moly, what the heck would I pick? I kind of like Linda's You Can't Handle the Truth, but I was really thinking about Clint Eastwood when he pulls the 357 on the guy. And what the heck does he say?
Dirty Harry.
You talking to me?
Dirty Harry, when he's like, you talking to me, punk, or whatever.
Yeah, make my day.
Make my day. Yeah, that's totally my personality. Something
All right,
like
well,
that.
I went with Godfather because there's just too many good lines in the Godfather to. I mean, and you could even go through the trilogy, but
yes,
you know, we're going to one or like Godfather 3. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. So you know, Godfather, always Godfather.
Godfather's a great movie to quote.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I probably need. I mean, it's always on, so you can always catch it on AMC or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got one more rapid fire, and then and we'll let Lyndon even take part in this. So, what was your favorite cereal growing up, and when was the last time that you had it?
I'm gonna start. It was the Blueberry cereal, the one that had like the little. Remember, they had the red chocolate and strawberry, the Frankenstein one, but the blueberry would turn your milk to like a blueberry milk. I love that. It was probably, I don't know, 6th grade last time I've had it.
Well, you know, they still sell it at the store, Jessica, so you could go out and, you know, kind of rekindle your youth.
Yeah, I'm sure it's full of carbs.
Yeah, rekindle
it is. It is. They should call it chock full of carbs.
It's fruity. It's good for you.
Yeah, there's fruit in there. I mean, there's like blueberries, right?
That's right.
All right, Maureen, what you got?
Okay, so mine is, you know that Count Chocula with the little Rice Krispies that were chocolate flavored? I love those.
Yeah, that's right next to Jessica's. I mean, that's,
Absolutely.
you know, we had what was it?
Yeah, now those that she loves rip the roof of my mouth to complete shreds. Like there's going to have to be a healing. It's terrible. I cannot do those. But I do love
eat it with milk.
I'm like, we're going to start the breakfast. We're going to go away for 30 minutes and come back. And now it's consumable. But for, when was last time? Last week. Mm-hmm.
Last at it, girl. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
I keep the good
things in me. All right, Janice.
So I have 2. I love honeycombs and I still eat them. I can't help myself. I don't care. I think I have a box in the cupboard. So that's how recently. And then I loved Cocoa Pebbles. But I had them like 10 years ago and decided what the heck was I thinking?
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, you mentioned the roof of your mouth off. That was Captain Crunch. That thing would send you to like the ER.
Yes. I'm like, we're going to need a transfusion on up in here.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
I can't. I'm with Janice. I mean, I had 2. I mean, honeycomb was good. I mean, golden grams, but you had to eat them fast because they get a little soggy, but those 2. And the last time I had it was maybe high school. I mean, I don't do a lot of cereal anymore because like Jess says, chock full of carbs. So, well, Lyndon has given me the time to wrap it up on my little chat box over here. But Maureen, you are awesome. I mean, I've got lots of good tips, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna start doing it my way. And Jessica, Janice, thanks for being great co-host. Anything y'all want to say to wrap it up?
Maureen, thanks for being my guest. I really do appreciate it. You're incredible.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate being asked, and I love being on here. This was super fun. Thank y'all.
Maureen's an incredible person. I fell in love with her the moment I met her. Paul, you did a bang-up job as host, as always. So.
Well, thank you. I mean, it was Caitlin makes this look like it's easy, and so does Tara. I mean, they both host the Wylie shows. And I've told them, I was like, y'all make it look, you know, very seamless. So I had good coaches. So, well, thank y'all. Man, it has been a great, and it was a fast hour, and glad we got to talk. And I think we all learned something about social media. So catch us same time, same place next week, 11:30 on Thursdays. That's it. Thanks, Lyndon.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.